breaking down. Everybody knows I ain't faking now. Everybody knows my heart's vacant now. Yeah, she hates me now, I made mistakes, but now I don't ever wanna be alone. I don't really ever feel at home, on my own, in the zone. That's the only way I know, feeling low, about to blow back up. Here I won't ever let the doubt creep in. Gotta pop a couple more aspirin. I don't think I'll ever let you in. Easier to break it off best friends. I don't really understand myself, I don't really understand, need help. I don't wanna be left on the shelf. Couldn't even hear me if I yelled. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold. Break down, always feel like I could break now, but I never let it take me to that place now. I won't ever let my thoughts get away now. I got better things to do, picking fate now. I just wanna be the best, call me great now. I don't know if I'm okay or insane now. I remember better days on the playground, hoping I can find my way. Even when I'm feeling down, I fight. Even when I don't know what is right, I'ma pick a side and I'ma take pride. I will decide my fate and I will never let them tell me who I am. If you try to shake me, I'll be damned. Planet on the ground is where I stand. Never give up, that was always the plan. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold.
All right, sound should be fixed on both ends. How y'all doing? Oh, did I have a long day at work? Okay, so we are going to be doing some Stellar Blade and some Authentic Observer. Actually, we're going to lead in with the Stellar Blade to get into the Authentic Observer conversation. Also, we're going to be talking about my wife because she actually factors into this in a kind of weird, kind of ironic way. Yeah, so this is going to be fun. Sound should be good. Everything is working correctly. So we're going to have fun with this one. And tomorrow, if I do stream tomorrow, it's going to be Eva Lupine versus Matt Frad. That's going to be fun. All right, let's do this. Also, if you guys want me to stream at a different time, because I noticed that my videos have now been getting more views during the day. If you guys want me to start day streaming, let me know. All right, here we go. Let's rock and roll. So we're going to be doing some Stellar Blade stuff right now. We're going to skip around through a few different content and make a little snide humor and take it from there. Here we go.
Literally killing women. The IGN France editor-in-chief, so this was after they posted their apology for the Stellar Blade article. He goes into, like, I mean, nobody knows what this is, right? So, like, somebody was able to translate it, and we'll listen to what he said. He's having a meltdown. Yeah, he's actually really upset about this. And he answered, yes, no problem. Go tell that to the women who are hit, killed, and denigrated, or commit suicide because they can't live up to the
Well, great. First few seconds, that's going to be great.
fictional standards expected by men. The problem is not the sexy design itself, except that it sucks compared to others. But no, it doesn't. Shut up. No, it doesn't. What do you mean?
You know, I have friends and in my exact previous job, coworkers who look like this, who actually look better than this. This character has a little pouch in the front. I know people who don't even have that. So I don't see how that's unrealistic. I've worked with people who look like this. I've been friends with people who look like this.
You
look better than this, actually.
Whatever. Okay, anyway. But the percentage of males who will only...
Also, how is that any different than Bayonetta? You know?
Want this type of fictional body in reality. Obviously, we understand
Bayonetta's literally naked. She's just wearing her hair. So, yeah. Okay.
that this does not shock people who think that women are objects and must obey and be beaten.
I picked the wrong starting video.
Oh my god, this guy needs to take his medication. And so he's crying about it, and he's saying that, like, yeah, I'm sure that Stellar Blade is why women are being beaten and killed, okay? Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. The beauty standards in China are actually quite high, and the beauty standards in Korea are actually quite high. The previous place that I worked with a lot of Korean nationals, and when the translators would come in, there were always beautiful women. They never hired anyone ugly. So, you know, that's one of the things, you know.
And committing suicide. Like, listen, you think this isn't a problem for men? Like, really, an unrealistic body standard. Why would people give you money if you were ugly? Shut the fuck up. Online internet newspaper. So, yeah, I thought this was kind of funny to see.
I picked the wrong starting video. I shouldn't have started asking gold.
This chocolate literally fragments fat.
Nope. Go back. There you go. Okay, here we go. Darn it. Stupid ass commercials. I hate that crap.
As Spencer from Bounding into Comics documents here. In the latest
I really do hate commercials, and I really do hate it when people use music to try to catch people.
example of Western video game press having a chip on their shoulder when it comes to media created not just by Japan, but apparently an East Asian nation, IGN France, has found themselves scrambling to defend themselves after writing off Stellar Blade's lead protagonist Eve, despite being based entirely on the real-world appearance of an actual female model. They have limited that.
Also, the guy's wife worked on it, and the guy's wife looks like she was also an inspiration for the character. So,
To nothing more than being sexualized by, and this is a quote from IGN, by the way.
it's funny, they say that when they have this showing us the ad.
They said that it is, let me read the whole entire quote. And this is coming from Osala. Ben Osala was the person that wrote it. And this is what he said. And the result doesn't really work. This is talking about the game after summarizing it. It's not new, and other games have made the choice to highlight assets of their female characters, but were...
Now, my wife's a fairly conservative person, but she also looks very Asian because she is Asian, and we used to play tennis together, and she looks absolutely beautiful when she's playing tennis. She's very skinny. She has no body hair. She's Asian. You know, that's one of the things that I was when I was thinking of an ideal woman. I wasn't thinking Asian, but I had a list of things I was looking for. One of the things was no drug addiction. Another thing was good morals, good ethics, someone who could push me further, someone who would push me to be the best person I could be. But there was also a lot of looks involved. I wanted a girl with no... I don't like hair. Facial hair bothers me. Hair really, really bothers me. Like even this on me, you know, I got used to it, but, you know, my family is part Native American. I thought I was going to grow up to have no hair. And then... So, yeah, I'm not a fan of body hair. And my wife doesn't have any. She's very beautiful. She looks, you know, very Asian. She's very Chinese. And I've had friends and coworkers who are very beautiful. They meet, you know, the highest standards of aesthetics. These people are real. They exist. And there's nothing wrong with having beauty standards, I don't think. And it's good to be inspired by beauty. So we'll get into that in a second when we get to Authentic Observer. But yeah, I just think it's kind of weird because it's like this person has never been to Asia at all. These are what the women look like in Asia. It's not that shocking. If you know any Korean people, if you know any Filipinas, if you know any Japanese women, they all have pretty high standards of health, pretty high standards of education, and pretty high standards of beauty.
Where Bayonetta bears an iconic character design, or 2B, or Nier Automata, inspired an entire generation of cosplayers, Stellar Blade's Eve is just boring. But apparently, you've never even, no man does that. No man does that.
Appearance.
Oh, let's meta this. Layer cake it. So this is you watching me, watching Nux, watching It's a Gundam.
Sorry, I just got terrified. I saw a woman.
Very juicy. This game has so much riz. In the modern
much
age,
riz.
when Western game developers give us female protagonists who look a lot like the motorcycle champion,
Jump scare! It's crazy, dude. I just love making Twitter people upset. It just makes me happy. Like, to be able to live rent-free in the minds of so many, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
yay.
What the hell is even that?
Daddy, chill.
Even Harley Quinn got beaten with the mid-stick. This is why Stellar Blade has so much hype around it. Not only does it
Literally, the bar is on the ground, bro. Imagine, this is a game, right? It's some sort of fantasy world.
And to be fair, I think one of the people that I watch, Anita, has said this, which is these girls are not even that hot. There are hotter people in real life than these characters. They have a little bit of a pouch. They don't have perfect faces. You know, this is not that extreme. You can meet people that look like this in real life.
World that you're trapping yourself in. Why not make the women hot? It's literally that easy. Literally that easy.
seem like it has interesting gameplay mechanics in an age of looter shooters. But the female lead actually looks like a woman.
Wow. I've heard enough. I've heard enough. Stellar Blade made by the same studio that made Nikki Got Us a Victory, the butt jiggle game. Dude, you don't understand. You don't understand. The bar is literally so low. Oh.
Hell, even people on Twitter made the same exact joke. I'll be damned. Let's see, Japan hates the Xbox. Haha, concuida.
I mean, I remember a few years ago when it was DOA everything, and it was just hot chicks in bikinis. Like, I mean, I don't know why they're acting high and mighty now. Like, it's... And you remember old beer ads or the old posters you would have on the wall at a gym? Like, this is nonsense. Yeah, Vogue. I'm trying to think. Glamour. Fashion magazines. Like, beauty has been in for a very long time. There's even a mathematical equation for aesthetics. So, yeah.
I can't even read this name. Sinjay Inu from Stellar Blade.
No!
Or Dylan Mulvaney, Xbox favorite.
Oh.
You know what's sad? Dylan looks more like a woman than the character in the Xbox
Oh my
Fable
god, dude's going crazy. Bro, Gundam is just going insane.
commercial.
Which one do you take out on a date?
No, it's honestly crazy though. Like, it's wild to see how easy it is to succeed in a landscape that is actively cucking their own success. Then people get upset at Sweet Baby Inc. And people make a list of all the games that Sweet Baby Inc. touched, right? A company that literally is designed to make the games as inclusive as possible.
I think the answer is very simple, gentlemen. It's obviously Dylan Mulvaney.
Yes!
Needless to say, Stellar Blade was met with a lot of fanfare and a lot
And a lot of hate, bro. I just hear it. Listen, honestly, it's the anti-Midas touch, true, Chad. Like, dude, this is why the Twitch
Literally, the TV shows that were feminist TV shows just a few years ago had characters dressing like this. You had oh, what's it called? It's a spaceship show where the woke stuff was in sci-fi a long time ago. And you have these unbreakable, super empowered women who are not just Mary Sue's, but are beyond Mary Sue's, are completely indestructible, completely impenetrable, pun intended, and unattainable. And these shows did not last long. But all the female superheroes, whether it was, the stupid Faye show, or there was a sci-fi show where it was almost all women and like one Asian dude and one guy who's been in a bunch of sci-fi shows, and they would just go to different planets and get into trouble. Oh, what was it called? Oh, I loved watching it, but it was bad. It was trash. It wasn't good acting. It wasn't good storytelling. But the characters were it was all a feminist show, and it was all about female empowerment. And the lead actress would dress and look like this. It was always a super beautiful, unattainable woman. If you don't think Rey's an unattainable woman from Star Wars, you're not paying attention. Like, it's not like they cast an ugly person. So this is very hypocritical.
Meta is thriving. Like
the same people who loved Orphan Black, which had a lot of sexuality in it, are complaining about stuff like this. Like, it's very weird.
Bro, you don't understand. It's like there are more people on Twitch watching booty streamers than watching these video games, and it's a gaming platform. Actual content will then
Never underestimate the
women in video games because that's an unrealistic standard.
Me giving a woman enough money to buy a pack of chicken nuggets for nudes. That's progress.
Yeah!
A digital foundry found Stellar Blade to be offensive in our care.
One thing about the character designs and the character renderings, character models. So let's say that they're kind of from a bygone era in some ways.
A bygone era. A bygone era where the characters are attractive. The funniest thing is, I think these characters in Stellar Blade are actually modeled off like actual women. Like, that's the irony of it. Like, the double irony.
In many ways.
I can't wait for them to start...
And that's what I was saying. Like, I mean, my friends and my wife are all beautiful. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm ugly as shit. All their husbands, ugly as shit. But they work out, they eat right, they take care of themselves. In general, most of the people that I've met from Asia take health and fitness and education and all of that very seriously. So they take care of themselves in every way, and they don't overeat. They don't eat like we do. So, that's not just genetics. That's also not pigging out and eating junk food. I know when I was in Asia, which wasn't very long, but when I was, there's not a lot of fast food. Yeah, there's street food, but it's not like you're eating a ton of food. You're walking everywhere. You're eating good. You just generally get healthier. It doesn't mean you can't get fat in China. You can, but it's just generally better food than what we eat here in America. It's not as processed.
Dude, guys, you are not going to be ready for this. Wait until Twitter finds out that anime women with massive hanga bonga maloos isn't actually always the standard women. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Why are they going after Stellar Blade? They're going after video games. Wait until they hear about anime, bro.
Much more realistic looking character designs.
Oh, no.
It's not these hyper proportioned something or another's, but it also seemed, I don't know, a bit more grounded in a way that I found much more appealing than what we saw here. From a
I love how they use Forspoken as their example as a much more grounded and appealing story. Like, what is wrong?
I mean, also, you got, what's the best-selling video game right now? What's top number one, or what has been? You look at Baldur's Gate. None of the women, except for Lizelle, which even Lizelle gets attractive after a while when you get to know her character. All the women are attractive. All of them. So what are you talking about? And all the men in there are also incredibly, built dudes. So yeah, I don't know what this is just nonsense.
What's wrong with you? God, at least Japan still understands. My PC can't take it. True! Too much realism.
General standpoint, I do agree with you.
But the other members of Digital Foundry, thinking that she is odd proportions, these men are so estrogen filled that I doubt there's enough testosterone between all of them to muster up a strong right cross.
Oh, no!
Once you go, neck down, there's a lot of issues on display. That's the problem. Yeah, that's the problem.
I'm so confused.
Okay, well, look, but real.
I don't see how that's. You watch any of the anime from the 80s up until now about spaceships, space travel, warfare. All the females, and a lot of times even the guys, dress in those outfits. Those are the spaceship outfits. They're kind of like bathing suit style that they have to wear to get into mechs, to get into Gundams, to get into Macross, to get into whatever. Evangelium, like you have to wear these outfits to get into these machines to be able to fight monsters and angels and demons and ghosts. There's this one that I really like where it's two worlds that have been split in two, and one world's only men and one world's only women, and all the men are gay and all the women are lesbians, and the ships collide with each other, and then it turns out that if the two types of aircraft connect, which you get that's a metaphor for, it makes the ship twice as powerful. And so the men and the women have to learn how to live together. There's only a few surviving men and a whole bunch of women on the ship. This is just how Japanese anime and Japanese sci-fi works, is that you have to wear these skimpy outfits to fight, to be soldiers in these fantasy worlds. It's a trope. It's not really offensive, and I'm not trying to look like Cloud. You know what I mean?
Realistically, judging.
I am so confused, bro. Dude just sitting out here. The woman jump scares too strong every single time. Oh. These poor people. They've never seen a boob, and everything is ruining their lives.
Appear.
You know what I mean? Bro, listen. The Stellar Blade model looks so sick, it's crazy. But anyway, dude, look at these people are like actual losers. It's crazy. It's like, when has respecting women become an excuse to stop respecting women? It's like, we'll respect women as long as they fit exactly what we want them to fit.
Around online led me to Haru 47's tweet.
You see, I respect women, which is why Shara L. Greenwood cosplay by Shibuya Kaho is awesome. Can we please replace this with a man real quick? Can we replace this with fucking Guts from Berserk, please?
Keep your bloody eyes open for any potential bait and switch with Stellar Blade. Now, the reason why he's saying this is because Tencent became the second biggest shareholder in South Korean studio Shift Up. 20% stake in Goddess of Victory, Nike co-creator acquired. The too long didn't read is, even though the game is unavailable in China at the current time, the country has been blamed online for the censorship seen in games, although many characters are still dressed rather revealingly. This Discord leak.
So the China drama always is so funny to me because so much of it. Do you remember when China, in I think it was Honkai Impact 3rd, right? They released like a bunny girl skin for the overseas Year of the Dragon event, but they didn't. But they didn't release the. Right, that's exactly what happened.
What's interesting is a lot of the products that I get are from China, even the collectibles, and they'll mass produce things that they themselves don't allow in their country, but they'll sell it to other countries. I think that's kind of funny.
So I love this story. This is my favorite story ever. There was the Year of the Dragon event.
Had a stranglehold on South Korean culture, with wild claims mirroring some of the nutty crap we deal with here in America. And I'm not going to go into it because Big Brother YouTube is watching. But from these posts dated between 2015 to 2018, they tell stories of doxing, harassment, and the closing of family-owned businesses, for a comment made online. We also have the typical vilification of men with little to no proof, while those in power watching normal people like hawks are up to no good. You look up, only to make them look worse. What the fuck are you going on about?
What was that? What was this tweet? What?
Virgin.
32 years old, okay? This is what she looks like. Very attractive lady. Yeah. You don't know what you're talking about.
Screwed up female views of beauty and got them going on TikTok, surging to make them look young only to make them look worse. What the fuck are you going on about?
What was that? Whoa.
Blaming it on gaming culture. He obviously deleted the post because he looked like a damn fool. The smart move would have been to silently dip into the night, right? Wrong. This man's a habitual line step. Another shot. It's not worth my life force. I've been here already too long. Hellblade 2 face scans versus Stella's.
Haha, this time I caught it. Yeah, I like Vampire the Masquerade. Play that again. Not necessarily that one, but yeah.
Karim is back again. Since fighting with people on Twitter over Stellar Blade is the most attention he's gotten in a long while. His channel has 2.3 million subscribers.
This is high quality content creation.
In an attempt to show just how racist they are.
Yes, that's because they body scan the model and
at all. I mean, you don't need to change somebody if somebody's already beautiful like that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I wouldn't agree with making her look better as such, but I don't think that's an accurate portrayal of what she looked like at all.
Hell no. It looks nothing like her. It's like two different people.
It looks nothing like her. Yes, that's because they body scanned the model and had an original face made for the character. The developer has made this very clear numerous times. But you'd have to have contacts, which Karim isn't going to give anyone because he doesn't even know this himself.
It's perfectly fine to have an animation style, especially in a game, but when you're appropriating someone else's image and then changing it, it becomes an issue.
That's literally all that video games were for a long time, is that they would body scan actors and then they would put their original character's face onto the video game. That's all that video games were at one point. That's what a lot of animation is nowadays. So, yeah, no.
The first photo is like, that's a natural person, that's what people look like. Whereas this is like, it's obviously edited, it's obviously not someone you would see walking down the street.
Of course you wouldn't walk down the street and see this woman. It's a video game, for God's sakes. But then, on the other hand, it's New York City. I've seen crazier shit.
Also, the dude's wife is the one who designed the outfits, so calm down, everyone.
Walking down the street in New York City, actually. Hell, I've...
And it seems like his wife actually inspired the character or the story a little bit, too.
seen people roast guinea pigs on the side of the street, barbecuing them up. But this video game chick, it's too much. It's crazy. It's out there. Where do they come up with this stuff?
You enlarge the eyes, you change her to make her look younger, and that's supposed to be the standard of beauty. It's kind of crazy.
Ah, the affluent New York woman. They can afford almost anything except common sense.
Yeah, I agree. Beauty
Or a
standards
good
are totally
haircut.
artificial, but it doesn't help anybody when you make them impossible.
That doesn't even make any sense! Now, and her goofy white guy friend. It's like my...
And again, I know plenty of women who look like that. So I don't get how this is an impossible standard.
Know what they did? They threw her in jail. Why? But if a migrant breaks into your house in England and beats you... Okay, this part is actually amazing, and it's a clear sign of the cognitive dissonance in which they live in.
She has so much makeup on, too. It's insane, the amount of makeup.
What is that? What the f is that?
She's roasting the game character and saying it's covered in makeup, when actually, if you look at the character, it only has eyelashes, eyeliner, and eyeshadow with an...
There we go. Got it.
video. So today we're gonna be playing some Stellar Blade. There's no booty in this game. Anyway, I wanted to check out.
And that's another thing is that, you know, women love playing these games too, and women love beautiful women. I have plenty of friends who are, if not lesbian, at least bi, and they love beautiful women. And I have plenty of straight female friends who love looking at beautiful women and beautiful men. So, yeah, people like looking at beautiful things, and they like looking at beautiful art. That shouldn't be controversial.
Got the demo today because it literally just released today. Okay, so I haven't seen much about this game. I saw when they kind of accidentally released the demo, and I saw like, yo, the music is really beautiful. I love it. Oh, damn. Let's go together, baby girl, together. Yes.
I mean, it's stylized, but it's beautiful, and the proportions aren't out of reason.
No. So they're excited for what's to come. And the release date isn't that far away. I think it's about a month. So, I mean... Yeah, the good thing is, apparently your save does transfer over, or your, I guess, whatever materials you get, maybe? Oh. Hold to continuously acquire items? Okay, maybe I should just put auto loot on. I mean... Oh, but go! Now you tell me. Listen, I was too busy looking at the water. It's so beautiful. Sean's in here, please. Pretty please. Pretty please. Passcode. Oh, they don't even give you a hint thing.
I don't know. It looks like a good game to me.
Oh, we got a new, code. Boakor. Automatically correct itself. For sake of my own humanity, I must keep track of the calendar by force editing my memory stick. Oh. The checkered ones, the black ones. Boss challenge has been unlocked. Nah, we're gonna say.
I did know that beforehand. If you play as like Nakey, you're playing on Ultra Nightmare. You don't have armor, right? Boeing type shit.
Damn. Thought I got out of the commercial.
Nah, if it was Boeing type shit, that would have exploded all on its own, man. They wouldn't even made it to the planet. Fucking
This really does remind me of Japanese anime. Like, just in general, from the 90s and 2000s.
Or would have blown off, depressurized, and everyone would have died instantly when the second they left the base.
For my audience that's coming in, we're leading up to Authentic Observer. That's what we're going to be doing the main video on. This is all stuff that I'm going to connect to Authentic Observer's argument once we get into her video. I think we have like 2 or 3 more videos to get through before we hit hers.
Why are they shooting women at the planet? Oh, they're soldiers, brother. It's like shock troopers. What do you mean? Like hell divers.
That is a good observation, though, because like no one ever questions if it was like 1,000 men being shot at the planet. They was like, oh, they're just soldiers. You had 1,000 women. They're like, why are they shooting women? So I think that is a good observation. That's a good little shows the hypocrisy of the people who are complaining about this game.
They're so bad. Oh, I wasn't looking. Oh shit! I was reading the chat, and I'm just gonna suffocate in here.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get another beer.
Oh, there we go.
I want to show you
Sorry,
guys this shot though, because that
there
actually
wasn't a
looks
lot of
like
oxygen in there.
a
I was getting
ex-neighbor of
loopy.
mine. For real. And oh, they didn't do the shot. They didn't show the shot where she like
The
gets
music
pulled
sounds
out and
great.
like the water splash and the hair flies
This
back.
really does feel
It
very
looks like an old
Nier-esque with the
'90s
soundtrack already.
advertisement from like Sports Illustrated.
Same studio that did Nier music, but not Okabe. Oh shit, I'm reading. I can immediately hear the Nier influence. The timing seems super forgiving. But it's also the tutorial. So I'm sure it gets tougher later.
We were hitting the
I
Guinness.
wonder if I got hit by that, would that have been an instant game over? Or do I just
Guinness
face
and Shiner
through?
Black are my two favorite.
I am taking damage from this, so maybe I would have died. I'm sure she's not dead. Wait, that was the whole demo? Yeah, I'm just gonna sacrifice herself, yeah. Rough.
Damn. They could do a little bit more work on the eyes.
Get out of
I'm sure she's not dead. Wait, that was the whole demo? Oh my god.
And I will admit the monsters are a little bit
Oh, I immediately missed it.
phallic and gross. A little bit ball sack, a little bit phallic.
Or my beta move. Okay, I'm taking a lot of damage.
See what I'm saying? They're just kind of gross.
Is that the end of the demo? That was still less than an hour for sure. Must be like really... Shit!
The game does look awesome.
Because they're simply too beautiful for some individuals online to handle, and Stellar Blade has been the talk of the industry for months, especially over the past few days since its demo released, and people have been extremely happy with it. But now one of the Kotaku senior editors, Alyssa Mercante, has gone on a podcast to talk about the industry currently.
By the way, I've looked into a little bit of the stuff that she said, and she's a little unhinged. Even for like radicals, she seems to have a lot of man hate and a lot of even hate for women who are non-feminist. Not good.
And then, of course, her co-host was talking about over-sexualization of female characters. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get
She reminds me of Grace Randolph if Grace Randolph didn't have a sense of humor. You know what I mean?
into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description. Follow me on podcast episodes talking to the senior editor, Alyssa, who has caused a lot of drama on social media over the past few weeks, labeling fans of Stellar Blade as straight up conservatives and talking about how
Here, because there's a shiny titty and a almost a medium ass. It's not even a great ass. It's a medium.
Actually, in defense of Stellar Blade, that's actually something I was going to say. Is that it's not a great posterior. It's a kind of normal looking butt. So maybe you guys are attacking it for no reason.
Ass. It's not even that big.
it is this medium ass. Stellar Blade is being chalked up by these individuals as just a game
To be fair, that's kind of the Asian butt, though.
to, fulfill the, as they would say, male fantasy, right? For the male gaze, which is, of course, a ridiculous concept, but
Especially considering that a lot of women are going to be playing this game.
they nowhere talk that they're not actually gamers, but people are not really losing their minds to make a point. The individuals who are listen to your consumers, you can sell a product, and that is what is happening with Stellar Blade. I just recently did a video with Stellar Blade topping the pre-order charts on Amazon and have Taki sacrifice, which drives the story. And we're talking about an hour-and-a-half demo here, and clearly he has not played characters like Bayonetta and say that she's over-sexualized while completely missing the point that she was a strong female who...
No, I didn't mute it. Darn it. Okay, we're about to get into the actual video. Hold on, let's do a little bit of this first. A little bit of Asman.
And if they're honest about it. Some people aren't being very honest.
I just wonder, like, what's wrong with you if you can't be honest about how well a video game sells? Like, if you need to flip the script and things
every week. But they came out and said that this game was designed by people that have never seen women.
Yeah.
And I always find this to be kind of a stupid take because this is the model the game is based on, being motion captured here. It is very much based on real women. Which,
well, this is the same kind of girl that if the kind of girls that in order to
and crying
outside of your body, when you're
so said that she's the stereotypical Asian doll or something, which I guess is a stereotype to do. But here's the real thing that's
I'm gonna be real.
Yeah, like, IGN says that shit.
And if you disagree with the opinion, the free market push, and I've had to use a translator to talk to them, heuristic camera angles. You can literally control the camera. Genshin Impact? I haven't played every game. Women! Oh my god!
Unless it was only for people that bought the game. I don't know, because today I just decided to take a look at my pre-order, and I pressed the start button, and it gave me an option to download the demo. But when I went looking for it in the PlayStation Store,
dude, that shot looks like an old school advertisement from Sports Illustrated, and it also looks like any 90s comic cover of the X-Men.
But it did not show up. So I'm so glad it showed up. Thought it was like only a little limited time type of thing, and I can't stand it. This is what this is. You have your bonfires, so to speak. You got your sneak attacks by these characters when you walk into a room and they're waiting right there around the corner.
I mean, that just looks like the old Black Widow outfit.
Soulsborne.
Or was it Wasp? Janet Van Dyne's old outfit, actually, from what's her name? Yeah, Man of the Wasp. Yeah.
Okay, it's a Soulsborne. She can. The only thing I can say.
And this looks like all the characters from back in the day. This looks like any Final Fantasy outfit. Like I don't get what people are complaining about.
I tried to that first playthrough.
Oh, she really looks like my ex. Like she really, literally looks like my ex. Wow. That's gonna haunt my nightmares.
Look, if this is a Soulsborne, it's probably gonna have weapons. You get to try some new stuff. And I forgot how many tries it took me to beat it, but I beat it.
And also, her face isn't that perfect. She's a little ugly. So
I'm very happy, and I can't wait till it comes out. I hope, but it's probably something like Spider-Man or something bigger came out.
I do feel like they're fighting phalluses, though. That I'm going to say. Maybe it's because I've read too much feminism stuff. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. It's going to be Authentic Observer, and we're going to tie all this together, okay? This is a good first hour, even if people weren't really into it. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I don't believe in destiny. I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies, they're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy, you gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me. You ain't seen the rest of me. I just wanna be the best at what I know, better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes. Call me aggressive with my flow. Call me offensive even though Joe, I ain't gonna lie, life's tough. Try to get by, life's rough. Try to do it right, it's not enough. Even though you try, you still mess up. But I'm still gonna fight for what I love. Still gonna die for what I love. Still gonna try, I won't give up. Still gonna fight until I've won. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left. And I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret. Cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win. I won't stop till the end, no. Some injuries, mentally and physically. Studied them religiously so I don't repeat history. And people won't admit to me they don't want a victory bad enough to get a C. They'd rather just go leave it be. I know this journey I've been on since 13. Working hard and learning, never stopping searching. Yeah, it's burning, all this passion hurts me. I took action working, writing down these words. No, I'm not okay, I just wanna be something. I don't wanna be nothing, living all alone. No, I'm not alright, I'm just barely getting by. But I'll tell you I'm just fine, so you leave me alone. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left. And I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret. Cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win. I won't stop till the end, no.
Honest truth, I could do commentary on just NeFX's music. All right, so this is Authentic Observer. This is going to be the majority of the video from here on out. Everything that we just watched beforehand was just build up for this, because I'm going to connect everything that was in that stuff, except for the first Asmongold video. That was a bad choice of video. And I'm going to connect it to what she's going to be talking about here, about art and about censoring art for being too sensual. Because it offends the female audience when the female audience itself is inspired by these females. So yeah, here we go. This is going to be the heart of the video, and we might be doing this for a while, so yeah.
Thanks, man. Stop the presses! Shut down the magazines! Vogue is cancelled. Have you seen how many attractive women are in Vogue? Let us never again subject ourselves to be looked at or desired by men. We should pass laws where women are not allowed on TV, or to be photographed, or portrayed in any way that may hint at sensuality or desire. In fact, while we're at it, here's a fantastic feminist idea. Why don't we pass mandatory laws where women must cover up any part of us that might be admired or seen as pretty? We could make it a whole head-to-toe thing. What a revolutionary modern concept! Thanks, Manchester Art Gallery. Thankfully, the painting was eventually restored to its rightful place, and it's a little unclear whether they always intended to do that, or whether they did it because the public backlash was so great. There are some quotes I found that seem to suggest they wanted this to be a long-term thing, but it didn't last long. When people started to point out that galleries are supposed to push boundaries, ideas, and culture, their defense was that they did it to start a conversation and get people thinking about the place of women in art. Yes, you see,
Manchester Art Gallery were trying this revolutionary new concept where in order to actually encourage more free speech and further the conversation, they're censoring artworks they personally find offensive and removing them from sight so people aren't allowed to analyse the image themselves and come to their own opinions about it.
Now, this is important because this is not just happening in Britain and the U.S. This is happening in France. This is happening in Australia and in Canada. And a little bit in Mexico, too, though not as much. Where you have somehow being feminine and being feminist now means not appreciating femininity, which is weird because women are beautiful and men are masculine. Like we're big, we're strong, we have muscles. That's kind of how it is. Right now, where I'm working, I tower over some of the female employees. I'm not a big dude, but next to the females who I work with, I'm tall and I'm very wide. So I have to lift all the heavy stuff for them. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being feminine or being beautiful, and there's nothing wrong with being masculine and being strong. Neither of these things are negatives, and they shouldn't be seen that way.
Because telling people what to think while controlling the information they're allowed to access is what artistic freedom and expression is all about. Thanks, Manchester Art Gallery. Some of you will no doubt be wondering why I'm talking about something that happened years ago. And it's because I somehow was actually completely oblivious to this whole scandal until about a month ago when I visited Manchester Art Gallery with a friend of mine. The painting, as I said, was restored to its rightful place on the wall with a small exhibit next to it explaining the controversy. And then I realised I had so much to talk about that I wanted to do a video on it. So here we are, with a background and outfit in homage to the painting. Today I am dressed as Galatea the nymph. I know it's not entirely accurate.
So, I was never into nymphs. I'll say that. I wasn't into the dryads or the nereids. I just wasn't. I know other people are. I know other people are very attracted to pixies and all that kind of stuff. I was always attracted to the Amazons. I was always attracted to Atlanta, to Artemis, Athena. These are the fictional, mythical characters that I was attracted to. The Hippolyta and, I can't remember the name of the other famous Amazon. But, even the Britain one, I can't think of her name right now. Britannia? No. Boudica, there we go. And one of my personal favorite heroes, Joan of Arc. Those are the women that I was attracted to growing up. But I know a lot of people who are attracted to nymphs and pixies, and I know a lot of women who identify, not identify as in their identity, but as in like who they relate to are the pixies, are the nymphs, the wild women, as it were. So no, this is totally relatable.
did consider doing the video essay topless, but then
I personally always, as a kid, I thought of Optimus Prime and Flint from G.I. Joe. And then TV shows, I guess Nicholas Knight from Forever Knight, Connor McLeod, Duncan McLeod. Those people who I looked up to, who I saw myself in and as. I wanted to be like, like Stallone and Arnold, but I ended up, not. I also wanted to be more skinny. I wanted to be more like Lorenzo Lamas, and I didn't get there either. I ended up being a little short, chubby Mexican. What are you going to do? But I think the art, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Odysseus, Hercules. I identify with Hercules a lot, and Hercules inspired me a lot. Batman inspired me a lot, and the art in those comics inspired me a lot. So, yeah, let's see where this goes.
Thought about how much it would upset both Vorsh and Manchester Art Gallery if they got a look at too much of my skin.
She's wearing a fucking skirt with stockings. She just wants to live in Mad Men and be sexually harassed.
So I decided to adhere to their very feminist and progressive standards of modesty. Thanks, Manchester Art Gallery. Now, while this scandal raises important issues of censorship and artistic freedom, important topics both.
If you're watching her and you like her stuff, I also recommend you watch Leighton Chronicles. He's amazing. He's a great dude, and I really like his stuff.
Everything that's needed to be said about those things has been said. Those arguments have been made, and in reference to other things, I've argued in the past why I think censorship and restricting freedom of expression and speech is something I'm opposed to. What I want to focus on in this video is why a beautiful scene like this was censored.
If anyone watched Cat back in the book Tube Days, she kind of reminds me of who I thought Cat was going to become. Yeah.
Or not it is actually objectifying women, and if romance is sexist now. So, everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Galatea, and this is Acis, my dearly drowned and departed today. And today we will be considering the validity of the much repeated lament. Romance is dead, and feminism killed it.
And I've seen that photo. I think I have a print of that photo myself somewhere. Or had.
Remarkable 2 is a paper tablet that feels like you're writing on paper, and unlike...
So, just to quickly say, chaps, I do apologise. I know it annoys some of you when I do this, but I have a script. I am unfortunately going to be looking down quite a bit. Normally I have it more to level with me, but I don't actually have a table today. This is on a chair. I mean, obviously not. I mean, where I really am is in a pond, obviously, in Fairyland, of course. So there's nowhere for my laptop to go, and basically, I've been awake for... I don't know how many hours, but a day, a night, and a day. Yeah. And all night I was finishing this script really quickly because I've got to get it done because I've got a deadline. Basically, I've got to get it done. Yeah. So I needed it done, and so I had to really quickly finish the script. So I'm really sleep deprived, and then I need to film this, and it's now late in the day. I need to finish it today, and it's now late in the evening. And I needed to get it done, and so I didn't have time to properly do the set. I mean, I think I did quite well, considering I kind of threw it together. But no table. Didn't have time to get one, so I'm sorry, I'm going to be looking down. But if that bothers you, you can put up a picture of Hylas and the nymphs and just listen to my voice. How's that? How's that? I'm just a stand-in for them anyway. So you know, why not have an image of the real thing? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, by the way. Hylas. We're dealing with it. It's fine. So for those who are unaware, Waterhouse's painting, Hylas and the Nymphs, depicts a scene where Hylas, if that's how you say his name, who was travelling with Jason and the Argonauts, was sent to get water when their ship reached the shore. The pool that he came across just happened to be filled with many beautiful nymphs who tempted him into the water, and then he disappeared forever. In some stories, they apparently turned him immortal, and so he, quote, shared in their power and love forever, and in other tales, he drowned, and probably ended up looking something like this. You see? Look, I've got my skulls from the deep of men that I've drowned in which I'm in a pond. I am in a pond. This is genuine. Are you doubting me? So this could be... No, it's not. It's Asus. It's not Hylas. This is Asus. Okay. You can't see him because I don't have a table, so I couldn't put him anywhere. But he's here, don't worry. But yes, so either they tempted him away to live with them forever, or they killed him. Or they tempted him and they killed him. So you know, one could describe these ladies as femme fatales. That would not be exactly an inaccurate description. I'm going to quote from this article.
Son of a bitch, I was not recording any of that, and that was gold. Okay, let's try that again. So you think about the nymphs, okay, and how they draw you. Well, think about the power that we give our wife, or we give our girlfriend, or we give our daughter, where they can tell you to do something that you wouldn't normally do, and yet you follow their advice, even against your own intuitions. Because as a man, we're not totally confident in our intuitions, so we'll listen to the advice of our wife, even though she hasn't studied what we studied. She might have studied something completely different, but she didn't study what we studied. Or we listen to our girlfriend, even though she's not in our field and she doesn't know our career choices. Or we'll listen to our daughter, even though they don't have the same amount of life experience that we do. And we'll follow their advice because of the power they have over us. And it's not strength power. It's not physical martial power like a man might have. But it's a not wanting to disappoint them. It's a wanting to keep them in your life. It's a wanting to fulfill what they see in you for them, so that way they can be happy. And it's scary and it's dangerous because, let's say you change your career because it's what your wife wants. Or let's say you leave your job because it's what your daughter needs. Or let's say you change the department you work in because it's what your girlfriend suggested. Those are big leaps. Those are big, big leaps. Oh, your girlfriend doesn't like you working in the department with that chick, but she doesn't mind you working in this other department where you can make more money. So she wants you away from the temptation, wants you where you can make more money for the relationship. Those are risks. Your boss could fire you. You might not be good at that new department. You might be a writer or an artist, and your wife wants you to have a more substantial job for more security, and you go into a field that you don't feel qualified for or that you don't feel comfortable in. And so, yeah, you make more money than you would have in the field that you were in, but you don't make as much money as you could if that job was your passion. These are all real situations people get into. You quit your job to take care of your daughter because maybe she broke her leg on a bicycle accident or something, or she wants to do cheer or dance or something, or gymnastics, and you need to take her to all these events, so you can't work the job that you currently work. But you know you need the money to support her dreams. So now you got to make a choice and a sacrifice. I think these are very real situations, and I think Galilea is doing an amazing job illustrating that.
I'll put everything I quote in the articles at the bottom of the screen, and then I'll link everything as well. Explaining why Hylas and the Nymphs was briefly removed, Claire Ganaway, Manchester Art Gallery's curator of contemporary art, told The Guardian that she objected to the room's title of In Pursuit of Beauty, since it endorses, quote, male artists pursuing women's bodies and paintings that presented the female body as a passive decorative art form or a femme fatale. Ganaway added that the #MeToo and Time's Up movements had factored into this decision. Firstly, I'm sorry, fair warning, I'm going to be a little bit rude now. I can't believe a statement so shallow came from a genuine art curator when there are so many different interpretations one can have of this painting beyond just women as, quote, passive decorative art. In my personal opinion, the only explanation for such a surface-level analysis might be, maybe, ideology poisoning. This is what happens when you spend too much time around wanky, pretentious contemporary art. You get too addicted to sniffing your own farts and then end up thinking that if it's not a blob of snot on a canvas, it can't possibly have complex meanings.
The gods will bless us.
Embarrassing for you. It's a beautiful painting of beautiful things. There can't possibly be any other meaning there. The artist must just like painting pretty pictures. Childish, really, isn't it? Vulgar and gauche. Here at Manchester Art Gallery, we are far too sophisticated for such things. Look here instead. Have you seen our blob of snot? Okay, I'm joking. I'm being a little mean. I'm being a little facetious. But I'm sorry. There's just so much to address here, and so many things that I personally found incredibly stupid and shallow about this whole statement, if that's all you think of this painting. To be honest. And I'll get to all of it. The first thing I want to talk about is this implication that to show women as femme fatales is in some way sexist, because it, I don't know, pick your reason. Reason number 1, portrays them as only existing for the pleasure of men. Reason number 2, implies that a woman's only power must come from her sexuality. Or reason number 3, demonizes female sexuality as being dangerous and absolves men from bad behavior by presenting the woman as an evil temptress. She made me do it, she's a witch, it's not my fault I forced her, she must have put a spell on me, type thing. If I had to guess, and I'm guessing, I would say that those are the main reasons one might object to presenting women as femme fatales. But I'm just...
That's kind of a cop-out, because I've, you know, femme fatales are very important, especially if you're going to have an ingenue in a story. You need that counterbalance. I know that a lot of modern writing doesn't get that technical, but it is important to have both. You have Guinevere and you have Morgan Le Fay. And it's funny because in the end, Morgan Le Fay actually ends up being kind of a better person than Guinevere. Guinevere breaks the king's heart, cheats on him. So complex stories need complex characters. If you ever read the comic book Dawn or Lucifer's Halo, you'd know what I'm talking about.
Just guessing, as I said, because I couldn't see anywhere in this instance that she'd expanded much on this idea about why the femme fatale is inherently offensive. And look, there is some truth to these objections. If that's all you represent women as, sure, that could be a problem. But art depicts moments in time, themes, experiences. And maybe part of this isn't really about women. So the first thought I had when I walked out of the gallery, and I said this to my friend at the time, was, but is it sexist to represent women as femme fatales, or is it a really fundamental part of the male experience that they have a right to express through art? Okay, I wasn't quite as concise as that, but that was the sentiment. When you look at a beautiful painting of a beautiful scene and think beauty is the only thing it was created for because, I don't know, it's both beautiful and old, when you take art like that entirely literally and so confidently imply...
I suddenly got really tired, so I think I'm going to finish this video tomorrow, guys. No one's really watching anyway. Peace, like, whatever. I'm out.